Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Dr. Valerie Renee Shepard, coming to you live again on a Wednesday morning from the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery in my USA location. I keep saying that because there will soon be a European location, and you've probably seen me come to you live from France as well, and that's going to be more of a routine thing not too long from now. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to be here. This is the Hump Day Happy Chat. It's a Wednesday morning gathering to give you some tips and tricks on how to create more of what you want in your life and less of what you don't. And yes, in fact, life can bring you all kinds of things. And so this concept of self-mastery, which is what I teach, is about ensuring that you have mastered yourself in your life so that you can exquisitely manage all those things your life brings you. So you can rise to every occasion, so that you can fall forward, so that you can leapfrog like the person you were being a few minutes ago with a higher consciousness, with a higher vibration, with more peace, love, joy, and freedom in your heart, so that you can contribute that, kind of off-gas it everywhere you go. So thank you so much for being here. I'm delighted to spend this time with you. And I've got something special today. We don't always do a special thing on the Hump Day Happy Chat, but today was just feeling it. There's some things that are important to me, and you know where my topics come from. They come from things that are important to me, things that are happening in my life, things that are happening in the lives of my clients and students and members of my Bliss Collective community here on Facebook. So many blessings to all of you. I would ask you, I'm not always the most techno-savvy person, but I would love it if you would pop a comment in the comments and say your name, where you're coming from, and answer this question. Today's topic, Hump Day Happy Chat number 221, is called More Peace, Please. Just allow that to land for a second, and maybe you could type in more peace, please. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? This is the question for today. Like, how do you think of peace? How do you think of peace? How do you think of a bigger topic, world peace? Like, do you actively cultivate your own peace? Or do you need a peaceful outer world in order for you to feel that on your inside? It's a really important question. Unfortunately, most people do the latter. They want to manipulate the outside world to create a peaceful environment into which they can place themselves and feel like, okay, all of that over there, all of those people doing that, all the dynamics that kind of steal my peace, quote unquote, steal my peace, disrupt my peace, all those things have quieted down. So now I get to be peaceful. Yay! That's doing the latter, waiting for the outside world to change so that my inside world feels better. And I totally used to blame and shame everything outside of me for everything going on inside. The culprits for my inner struggle were all of you people out there. All of those situations, all of that crap. Yep. And if this is you, if you're right now saying, oh, I do that, I would love for you to acknowledge that that's you without the blame and shame that goes with it. Like without the low vibration energy, because that's really not serving you or the world. So if you could say, wow, I wonder if that's me, and do it from a place of curiosity, do it from a place of gratitude that you're getting an opportunity to see yourself in action through a different lens. Do it from a place of, Oh, what was that? Peace. Do it from a place of the exhale. Do it from a place of loving self, not retribution, not finding fault. If you want to feel better, happier, more peaceful, more content, you really need to listen deeply to the cultivation of what we're doing today. I'm grateful to say that I am much better at this now. And why is that? Because I fully understand through universal spiritual laws, through metaphysics, through quantum physics. Shout out to my dear friend Jennifer Huff and the physics of getting out of your own way. Quantum physics. Your world is being created out there by what's going on in here. And so today, when we say more peace, please, we're actually talking about world peace. And that can be the greater, monumental, all of the world, as well as your world, the world in which you travel. Where's your sphere of influence, where you plant yourself as a beacon for peace, and what people feel about you, coming from you, how you're moving in that world is what we're talking about. And the bottom line is, how do we get more peace in the world? How does world peace happen? It happens from more peace being cultivated, expanded, and expressed in the people of our world as the people of our world. That's how it happens, y'all. And so I have some very special guests here today, and I would love for your energy. Everybody out there who's joining us, send some positive energy to Dr. Valerie, because she's getting ready to do some technological fun stuff that she's not always the master of. And here we go with bringing our special guests on. And so first, I've got with me MarBeth Dunn. Hey, MarBeth, say hello to the peoples. Let me make sure that your audio is unmuted. There you go, my girlfriend. Can you speak?
Hi, Valerie. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. You look a little fuzzy. I think your camera will adjust in
Good.
a moment. So MarBeth has a partner in
Hopefully.
love, and her name is Teri Angel. And let me bring Teri on. There's Teri. And here we all are together.
Hi,
Yay,
everyone.
three of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to let you say a little bit about yourselves, but I first want to talk about why are MarBeth and Teri here. MarBeth and I have known each other for over a decade now, and we have been partners in love on a couple of projects. One of my favorites was a project like this one that was about cultivating peace. And she's collected scientific, quantifiable data, and you all know, I'm a big data hound. And so MarBeth has collected data on the project that we did together before. And this is a whole project. And when we talk about go big or go home, MarBeth knows how to bring that to fruition, because this is a big project. It's called the 10 Million for World Peace, with a mission of gathering 10 million individuals in the unified field of consciousness. By the way, you're already in that field, to meditate for world peace. Wow. They have a special focus on world leaders, where there's a lot of not so much peace going on right now, and to create greater emphasis on our planet for what peace, harmony, compassion, integrity look like. So welcome, MarBeth. Welcome, Teri. Maybe tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you put this project together and why.
I guess I'll start. So I'm MarBeth
Okay.
Dunn, and in 2000, and I'll tell you a little bit about how all of this happened and what it is. Um, in 2018, the project that Valerie was talking about is the World Miracle Peace Experiment. I had awakened one morning and in April of 2018, and I basically received a download of you're going to have a world peace meditation in 2 weeks, and I was stunned. I was like, "What? How 2 weeks? How can I? I've never done this. What can I do? How can I get this together? But can you give me more time? No. So I had an online business manager. She orchestrated everything. God bless her. And I went. I was planning to do it on a conference line. The line crashed. I grabbed my phone, went out on the patio, stuck it on a tripod, and did my very first Facebook Live. It was a 7-minute meditation, a daily 7-minute meditation for world peace. And we focused on the Middle East because I knew that there was a lot of statistics in the Middle East. So I figured we could get independent statistics pretty easily, which we did. And after a month, I wanted to continue, but it was kind of rough doing it every day. It's a big commitment. So I brought in people like Teri and Valerie to lead meditations, and I interviewed them. It turned into a 6-month project, award-winning project. And at the end of the 6 months, the level of violence in the Middle East had dropped 20%. So that was wonderful. It was very, very exciting to know that we could together, and it wasn't a large group, but a focused group, moving into the field, a unified field of consciousness, which is that beautiful energy field that happens when our minds are joined. And we focused on our planet with a lot of peace and love. And we focused on the Middle East. And that's what happened. So now I was on Teri's podcast, her P podcast, and she had a diplomat from Australia who was working now for nuclear disarmament. And when Teri had me tell her about the peace experiment and the results, she said, "Well, that's well and good, but you need to do it for world leaders." And so Teri and I looked at each other and got goosebumps, and we created a nonprofit, the 10 Million for World Peace. And here we are doing a similar experiment, but we want to gather 10 million people together. And it's happening now. We're doing 21 days for world peace. It's a world peace meditation challenge, and it's culminating on World Peace Day, the 21st. So
About the
Teri is an amazing person in her own right. Go ahead.
Go ahead and say hello, or maybe we can put this question to Teri, the amazing person in her own right. Tell us about the challenge, the 21-day challenge. How is that going to work?
Okay, so for 21 days, starting on the 1st of September, so we're 6 days into this, we are asking people to meditate every day for world peace and specifically to send that energy out to our world leaders. We'll have a guided meditation at 1:11 p.m. Eastern Time, and anyone can join in, no matter where you are in the world. It is streamed live on Facebook, on I think 4 different places, and on YouTube on 3 places. So there's a lot of opportunity for people to find this. We have a beautiful website called 10millionforworldpeace.org. And when you go there, you can hit the join button and you'll get emails and all kinds of information about what we're doing and when we're doing it, as well as a downloadable guided meditation that I had created years ago about inner peace. So this is how you join. And then you tell others. That's our challenge.
Sharing.
Once you join, tell others about it.
And we've got some beautiful hashtags for you. Hashtag 10 million for peace, 10 million the words, and then the number 4, and then peace. Hashtag meditate for peace. Hashtag meditate for world peace. So we've got some ways for you to get engaged. And before we get into that part, why don't we talk a little bit about, can this stuff really work? I mean, I know that you have the great data from the last time, but MarBeth, like, does it really work what we're talking about? How we can affect things way over there by what I'm doing in my living room or in my backyard or at the neighborhood park?
Of course, because we seem like we're solid. We seem like we're, solid matter, but in essence, we're really pure energy. And, we're made up of atoms. And if atoms are mostly space, that space is energy. If you took all of the matter that's in all of the atoms in your body and condensed it, it would be smaller than an apple seed. So we basically are energy. And our minds are very powerful. And you go back into biblical times, and we know that when two or more are gathered, that miracles can happen. I'm paraphrasing, but our minds are very, very powerful. And so we're basically standing on the shoulders of some pretty powerful experiments that have happened in the past, led by the transcendental meditation participated in these experiments. One in Washington, D.C., the Dr. John Hagelin, who was a renowned quantum physicist. He also ran for president. He led a group of transcendental meditators that would meditate for 10 hours a day to Washington, D.C., and he quantified all of the data, trying to account for any other possibilities, whether it would be people meditating, or maybe it had to do with the cycle of the moon or whatever. He took all of these different factors into account. And while these meditators were in Washington, D.C., doing their meditation, the level of violence dropped over 20%. The stock market went up. The accidents that happened, that people were going to the hospital, dropped. So that was the one thing. Then I have other friends that went to Israel to meditate during the Lebanese war. And again, they did these 10 hours a day of meditation in place. The level of violence dropped there. So that is one thing. Excuse me. Also, Teri, would you like to share about Dr. Lynn McTaggart and her work?
Sure.
Yes, yes. Lynn McTaggart developed the power of eight, where eight people gathered together would do kind of similar experiments. We would set intentions, put our energy together, and send it out. And there were miracles that happened, all kinds of miracles, physical healings, emotional situations resolving. So the other thing I wanted to mention is HeartMath Institute in California, because they do track the frequency of our planet, which is all of our energies that are coming from us. So if you think that your energy doesn't matter, it really does, because everything goes into that collective energy of everyone on the planet. And they have been tracking this for so many years, and they can show the graph of when, like, a catastrophic event happens or something traumatic, and how everybody puts compassion out from their heart. So absolutely, when we put energy from us, the intention that we're setting, the desire to have peace, it goes out into that unified field, and it does make a difference. It makes an impact.
Makes an impact, and that's what we're all about. I mean, when we think about collective consciousness, that's the whole idea here, that I am you, you are me, we are one. We look individual and separate, and that is a part of the experience of being me and being you. And there's also a dynamic that knits us together. The integrated, unified field is what you've been talking about. And it's really not just important, it's also beautiful. it's also beautiful for us to remember that. So like when I was in my blame and shamey self, the the aspect that I was creating from myself was separation, was distance, was hierarchy. I'm better than you because I think this way and you don't. You're less than I am because blah, blah, blah. The separation is perceived, it's mental, it's not real. And so when we act out of perception that isn't really aligned with spiritual law, then that creates a problem. That creates a problem. And so I want to make sure that we remember this universal field and how we actually create what it is that we want to see in the world. And so we just have a few more minutes left. I'm getting some interesting signals from my little eCam live experience here. And I just want to give a couple minutes. We're down to the last few minutes. Could you quickly remind everyone, Teri, MarBeth, where this is happening and when? I still see us online, so I'm really excited about that because the signals that I'm getting aren't saying that. But so go ahead and just give us a quick, how do you participate, and let people know how to find you if they have more questions, or how to get collaterals if they want to share with their spheres of influence.
Well, the
You,
easiest
you
way
are live because I have it
is
on
to
my
go to
phone.
10
I
million.
see it.
Go ahead, MarBeth.
So the easiest way is to go to 10millionforworldpeace.org. That's all words spelled out. TENMILLIONFOR worldpeace.org, and join us. And then you'll get Teri's meditation, and you'll get our reminders to show up every day at 1:11 p.m. Eastern. And even if you can't, it's 7 minutes a day, really. It's a very short guided meditation. Excuse me. We bring you into the field of the unified field of consciousness, love and peace and miracles. We lift you up. We bring you to our beautiful planet to surround it with peace and love, and then we focus in on our earthly leaders so that they can lead with peace and integrity, authenticity, awareness, collaborativeness, all those wonderful things that we would love to see happening on our planet. And we move into a place where we really feel it, we see it, we feel it, we are it. And then that's it. We just take it with us for the day. So by doing this, it actually affects our planet, and we will be measuring results. We do take those statistics very seriously. So we will be looking for, what's happening here. What
Very good.
so yeah.
Able to report out, guess what? This is what we did, and this is how it impacted the planet. And then we just like rinse and repeat, right? We do it again and again and again. And the really important takeaway on an individual scale, right? We're talking about global scale. We're talking about massive numbers of people joining in an intention set process around creating something as a collective. Remember that the collective, peace in the world happens from peace in you and me. And just like the collective is doing it, remember that there's going to be a takeaway of impact on you and yourself and your household and your family and your community as well. So 7 beautiful minutes a day, like put some spaciousness in there and create a little, heart chakra space for you to blast into the world, um, a, a different version of you, a more peaceful, whole, creative, harmonious you. Remember, it's always about being a little bit better today than I was yesterday. So, in your world and your life, what you're doing for the collective can create a beautiful impact as well. And it just doubles over and feeds on itself and continues to grow and expand. So I want to thank Teri Angel and MarBeth Dunn of the 10 Million for World Peace Project. Thank you so much for inviting me to participate, and thank you for being special guests on today's Hump Day Happy Chat. And I always close the Hump Day Happy Chat with the Karanaya Metta Sutra, which is the prayer of loving kindness from the Buddha. And it goes like this. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature, and may all beings be free. Remember, your true nature is peace, love, joy, and freedom. Remember, peace and freedom are not geopolitical concepts, not on this show, anyways. They are deeply personal, spiritual concepts of living a high vibration life. I'm Dr. Valerie Renee Shepard, founder and CEO of the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. Come back and join me Wednesdays, 8:30 a.m. on my Positively Happy to Be Me page for another chapter, another segment of the Hump Day Happy Chat. And until then, stay well and choose happy. Bye now.